And welcome to PA5, where we have been doing the collision. So really quickly, I just want to show you what I have so far, and then we can dive into the code and then see how everything works. So here you can see that I have implemented my ship down here, and I have, the individual aliens being shot as I go up. Let me see if I can, obviously they're sped up, just so that, I can, show you a little bit easier. I'm going to try and get rid of the first row so that you can... Yep, see, now you can see that the bounding box gets a little bit smaller. And you can see there. Now look, you can see the row comes out of the the group, so it's no longer involved with making the shape of this box. So really quickly, let's just go through this and see how this works. So I implemented a collision manager, and basically the collision manager works by creating these collision pairs of objects. You get the right wall, the left wall. So far, this is just how I have it implemented. I put names just because that's what we'd been doing, so I figured that would be also something to do. The missile collision, it registers itself when it gets created. That's something that can change, obviously. Now let's go into the collision pair. So this was originally what I had as the, how it like segments and gets closer and closer into the actual collision box. This is what I ended up with. I have this test pair that is called by things that are collided with so they can pass in their children. But then I also have this generic test that passes in just, whatever this collision pair has on it. So this is a static method. It can be called from anything. This is just a regular method. So then also we have the alien manager. And basically the alien manager is just kind of like a singleton. It kind of just coordinates everything that's happening. But he owns his own alien grid. And in the alien grid, he creates the alien columns. And then he also creates a grid collision that he updates after going through the update itself. So what I'm doing now is I have my groups are updating. So if we go over to the game object manager, you can see that now he accepts only groups instead of individual nodes. Where is this guy? Right here. So now we're attaching groups instead of actual little individual objects. So the alien grid goes through and updates, and then it updates its collision grid object. And the update's basically the same as what we were doing in class. I implemented the iterator, and he just checks to see if it's done, iterates through the grid, and then updates, which is only going to ever get the endpoints. However, one of the endpoints is actually a column collision, which is, if we look in the alien column, which is derived from the composite, we can see that he actually creates a column collision before he puts any of the aliens in. That way, with the way that the iterator works, it's going to iterate through each of the aliens backwards, update each of them, and then it'll finally get to the column collision, and then it'll update that one. So if we go into the column collision, basically the update is just, the unioning of his siblings, and that's what gives the blue look. So we can see that the color for that is blue. And basically when the alien is killed, I've done the visitor pattern too, however. If we go to, let's first go up and look into it. Excuse me. If we go into the component, that's where I have it stored. Visit, right wall, left wall, hit missile, hit grid, blah, blah, blah. And how I'm guaranteeing that there's a difference between colliding into a wall versus colliding into a missile, because the wall obviously should not be going further and further into the actual grid itself. It should just be saying, I got hit, and then that's the end of it. Let me change directions. So basically, the alien grid itself has hit left wall, hit right wall. Right, yeah. It's got to be around here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Sorry about that pause. So here we can see hits right wall, hits left wall. If the current movement's not equal to the movement, blah, 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 then move down. Else it hits the missile and then it calls its first child into that, and so on and so forth until you'll see that down here there's actually a hit missile function in the crab right here where it'll actually get called. So if we like run this, you'll see that that breakpoint will not get called when it runs into a wall. However, when I hit that, it will get called when it hits a missile. So basically, I have finished with that. I've also put the graveyards in. Sorry, this is getting a little bit long. I apologize. I also put the graveyards in here. So when an alien dies, it recycles the crab, which gets the instance, gets the parent, removes it from there, and then recycles the crab in the crab factory, sanitizes, set the collision scale to 0. That was originally something I was messing with. I don't think it works, but it's just like a leftover artifact. Deregisters the draw, and then it adds it as a reserved node onto the manager. So basically, we have the full functionality going at this point. And then whenever the missile gets collides with the alien, I basically just you can see down here in this corner here, it's showing the collisions that are occurring. You'll see it's the left wall. But basically, whenever I hit one of the aliens, it basically just moves off screen and just keeps going up. I have not recycled the missile yet. So that's basically it for now. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and have a good night. Day.